Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy StumpD back from the OPTC video, and in today's video, we're taking a look at the Pirate King adventures. The good, the bad, and the frankly, slightly disappointing. But in today's video, we're basically going to break down everything that we know about Pirate King adventures so far. We're going to talk about the rewards, we're going to talk about what it replaced, we're going to look at what's good, we're going to break down the map, talk about what's bad, and sum it up with why, honestly, I'm a little bit disappointed with this game mode. But if you head over to the Adventure tab, you can click on Pirate King Adventures and it will take you to this screen right here. Looking at this particular screen right here, you can see that we have Adventure Stamina. You have 9 Adventure Stamina, and every 24 hours, you gain 3. Yes, you only gain 3 Stamina, not 9. You get 3 Stamina every time it resets, whenever the PvP resets for whatever your time zone is. It's 10 PM for me here in Australia. But it might be different for you guys, wherever you guys are. So 3 stamina every single day, plus you can use 1 stamina meat to gain 1 stamina charge twice a day. So overall, you can get 5 stamina every single day to play this particular game mode. First thing we're going to talk about is the rewards. If we click on missions, it'll take us over to the Chopper Man missions, and these particular missions are very, very good. There's no denying that the rewards are great. However, the rewards are almost identical, if not identical, to something that we already had with the Turtle Farming Point event. We'll touch on that later in the video, but if you have a look here, you have the 300 to 500 turtle gain that you have to do in the first 14 days. Very short period of time, which again, we'll touch on a little bit later, but as you can see here, the rewards are really, really good. However, for the whole duration of Pirate King's adventure, you have complete 5 PvP matches within PKA. You have complete, or 10, sorry, complete, it's a bunch more, like 15, 20, 20, what? You got to do 30 Pirate Rumble matches within PKA. Okay. And then you got to collect a whole bunch of more turtles here. And you get a lot of rewards here. This is going to be a priority for majority of players. Like, a lot of people playing the game mode, you're going to want to try and get as many turtles as possible, especially if you're a new to mid-game player, to try and max or get as much out of those rewards as possible. On top of that, there's also defeat rewards. When you complete a level, or particular level milestone, you get some defeat rewards. So as you can see here, whenever you complete levels 50, 55, you get a copy of Roger, you get Super Cola, level 60. There is a bunch of Super Cola here. You get a red ticket at 70, and these rewards are also very, very good. To max out pretty much everything that you need, you want to try and get to level 90. Once you get to level 90, you've collected all of the Super Cola, you've got all the copies of Roger, and you're pretty much in good stead. However, to maximize your account, you really want to try and get all the way up here to level 150. Now, getting from level 100 to level 150 is going to be exceptionally difficult if you don't have the batch. The end of month batch, is going to be the characters that is boosted for this event. They increase turtle drops, they're perfect to take down the boss, and they are all very, very good. But if you don't have the batch, you are going to be looking at a pretty rough time, as, like I said, they not only do they help with the content, but they also give you more drops. Talking on the batch, though, there are some other boosted characters that can give you more turtles throughout your run. So as you can see, you have the 2 new legends, 3 new rare recruits. You have the Marco. This Marco will guarantee you 1 extra drop, so you really want to try and include him on every single team. If you don't have all these new batch characters, we have the Whitebeard, Rayleigh Gaban batch. They are going to be a 75% chance and get boosted stats. Then you have the Super Evolution of Luffy giving a 50% chance, which is pretty low in my opinion. You have 30% for Oden and Uta, and then all of the Sai Straw Hats, a bunch of old point farming mission characters, and the characters in the PKA shop. This boosted list, honestly, right here, is dookie. 30% chance for an extra drop is incredibly low. I don't understand why they're not 50, and why these characters aren't 75, alongside the Roger Whitebeard, the Roger Raybarn batch. As for this seems to just be a way for them to maximize their gains from the end of month banner. But look, it is what it is, and just trying to maximize what you can from this game mode is going to be the best play. Alright, so let's dive into a actual stamina run, and let's take a look at the map for what we know. So once you dive in, this is what the map looks like. You have a bunch of the Straw Hats on the map. You have an Oden mini-boss. You have the Roger boss at the end. Sometimes you can get Ace, which will boost the boosted characters. And then you have a bunch of chests. You have a Pirate Rumble match, and then you have these bento boxes. Now, the chests can range from a bronze, gold, or rainbow chest, and so can the bento boxes. They can be black, gold, or rainbow. And the rainbow obviously gives the best rewards. You can get stuff like Super Collar from the rainbow chests, and you can get the most amount of items. When you land on a chest, you have the option of picking either a reward or some statues that are going to level up your straw hats. Now, these particular straw hats you can get to level 10, 20, and they will do different things. But as for the map, it seems like a bit of a placebo for majority of players. Especially if you're an endgame player, you're just going to naturally accumulate these materials just by moving along the map and selecting the path that you choose to just naturally build up these characters. As for prioritizing a character, it honestly seems like it doesn't really matter, but for an endgame player, I have been prioritizing Zoro, Luffy, and then Nami. Usopp's kind of whatever, especially if you have the batch. It's not going to matter because like you're going to be doing all the damage anyway. And Sanji does seem to just give you more damage output. And again, if you have the batch, these particular characters, they're not going to help out too much. But Zoro, he does help you get to higher levels a lot quicker. And that means that you are going to get those missions done and you're going to get a lot more scaling. As you can see, when you do level up the characters though, you do get a type bonus for particular characters. Luffy gives you strength, Zoro gives you dex, Sanji gives you quick, Usopp gives you sight, and Nami gives you int. And as you can see at the top there, you do get a type bonus as well. As for the bento boxes have an opportunity to actually get an item that you can give to that character. Meat for Luffy, sake for Zoro, spicy food plate for Sanji, tangerine for Nami, and then there's like this eel stick for Usopp. But these particular materials, you do need to build up a few of them, land on the character, unlock that ability, and then land on a particular stage to access that character. So Luffy works with the bento boxes, Nami works with the treasure chests, Zoro just works with the end boss, and then Usopp and Sanji, they just work with the end boss too. So, for this account, I am going to prioritize Luffy. We're going to take the meat. But again, if you're a new player, you can, if you're an endgame player, you can definitely prioritize Zoro. We're going to head down to Oden, because Oden for new players is a must, so you can get more turtles. As you can see, we landed on a treasure chest. It gives us one of these statues. It's going to give us 4 points to level up a character, and that'll actually get them to the next level every time you get 5 levels. So, we are going to prioritize, for this account, I think I want to prioritize Sanji, because I do need more damage, because this is a brand new account that doesn't have any of the new characters. So, as you can see, we are at level 52 with Oden, and Oden does scale. I forgot to hit the buffs, but, yeah, Oden does scale, so, he does get harder and harder. And he does seem to be very, very annoying. The characters that they kind of want you to use for Oden seem to be the Rayleigh and Gaban batch. So, Rayleigh and Gaban, they are boosted. And they're great at removing Special Bind and Attack Down. And once you hit level 100 with this quest, there is a bunch of nasty debuffs. Particularly Attack Down on stage 3 and 5. There's also Special Binds. There's a bunch of annoying mechanics as well. But in the early stages, so stages 40 to 60... the content is actually fairly easy. We did work it out to be somewhere around that level 30 quest from the Turtle Farming event. But it's not super challenging. Now, ideally, you want to bring either an Oden Toki friend captain or a a Luffy and Yamato friend captain, because they are going to maximize your drops. Especially in this early stages where you can easily farm it and not have to worry about the debuffs per se. You can easily get through it. Plus, they do boost free spirit characters, which a lot of these Straw Hats are. Unfortunately, they don't boost everyone, but they are boosting themselves, and obviously Luffy's boosting them, and as you can see, it's very, very easy to get this quest done. So, make your way through Oden and use your friend captains wisely in the early stages. I can't stress that enough, because once you get to level 60, it is going to get progressively harder, and you are going to have to be more strategic with the characters that you bring. So as you can see here, like, still super easy stuff, don't even need specials, but 60, 80, and 100 are the milestones where they throw a lot more debuffs at you. Especially from 60 to 80, they throw a lot more annoying stuff at you. As you can see, we are up here at Oden. Oden is going to give us an attack down. He also gives us block orbs and stuff like that. But we did bring a bunch of characters to try and get around this. We are going to use The Robin special. Robin should rotate the block orbs and remove the attack down. And then we can just use the Luffy Yamato. And with that, we're not going to have any issues here. We're going to bink this stage. And we're going to say, see you later to Oden. So as you can see, pretty easy stuff early. But once those extra debuffs kick in, it is going to get fairly challenging. So as you can see here, we are getting some boosted effects, but it does dupe stuff like Cola as well. And obviously the Cola doesn't help out your Chopper Man missions, but it is going to help out your account. You also get a lot of XP from this quest as well. That is something that's really, really nice, especially for new players. Leveling up is very, very easy when you are playing this particular game mode, and it is very, very nice to see. However, once it starts getting more challenging, it is going to be pretty hard. For a newer player, I don't know if these turtles actually go into your quests. We are going to select it for now, and then we're going to head down to the PvP match and make our way to the final stage. So let's see what these chests have in store for us. I am going to want to try and get the PvP matches done as quickly as possible, because you do need to do 30 of them to get your Chopper Man missions done. As you can see, though, they're not super challenging. There are 2 different PvP matches on the map. There's like a standard flag that we saw here, and then there's also like a purple flag, which is like a stronger or a more difficult version of the quest. So make sure to try and do the PvPs when you can, but if you're an endgame player, skipping the PvP, skipping the Oden fight is not the end of the world, to try and get more levels on Roger and then try and come back to Oden at the end. But remember, if you are a newer player, I would highly recommend farming out Oden as much as you can early, because you do want to try and get as many turtle games as possible. Remember, if you know your account is going to be struggling, you don't have to select level 3. Level 3 will give you 3 levels every single time. You can always select level 1. Level 1 will still give you more turtles, and if you know you can't get past level 80, then you can just select level 1, go up 1 increment every single time, and that way, you don't have to worry about the debuffs getting too hard, and you can still farm out turtles. That is something that I do want to preference for new players, that once you get to a cap of utility that you are going to struggle with, which is usually going to be 60 to 80 for an account like mine, then that's when you want to start clicking on the 1 and start going up by a very, very small increments, so that way you can still bring boosted characters, get more drops, and then you can maximize those turtle and those Chopper Man mission rewards. So there we go, we did the PvP match. Doing the PvP, the Oden, that gives you these rewards at the end. Normally it's like Pirate Rumble Scrolls and then Cola. I probably should have selected the Pirate Rumble Scroll for this account. I sort of just was in my own account, my own head. We got a gold Usopp statue. So the gold Usopp statue is going to give us 8 levels for Usopp. Look, I can never say no to a gold statue. And really, like I said, the map is a very placebo effect, in my opinion. It does seem to be something that sort of just is fun to do, and it's a bit of a novelty, which is definitely a good thing. I do really like the map system. I am having fun with it, but I am afraid that eventually this novelty will wear out pretty quickly for a majority of the player base. So let's see if we can find a Oden Toki. There is an Oden Toki here. We're just going to take them in. Remember, we're still in the early stages. We just need to get as many drops as possible with this new account. We don't have any of the batch on this account. We have Nami. We do have Nami, but for the sake of the video, I just didn't want to include Nami and just show you guys that in this early stage, even if you got absolutely destroyed in your summons, you got nothing at all, or you're playing the game at a much different time and you're not summoning on the banner that's available for PKA, then well, the end of month banner that's good for whatever season of PKA we're up to when you're watching this video, then I just wanted to show you guys that with the Straw Hats and whatever other character you can use free to play, you definitely want to bring. So on stage 3 for this fight, we come up against Buggy and Shanks. They're going to give us the slot bind on our captains, but even still, as you can see with Oden and Toki, it's very, very easy to just clear. Like it's still super easy in the early stages, which is really, really good for new players. Don't get me wrong. We're going to remove the attack down with Robin here, which is really good for new players, but at the same time, it's, what am I trying to say here? Let's use this special. It's really good for new players, but once the scaling and the debuffs start to kick in, just be mindful that it is going to get drastically harder. I think we're in a bad spot here. Okay, we didn't kill. That's annoying. That's very annoying. I did not do my taps very well there. That's on me. That's on me, like, badly. Okay, well, let's complete this. We should still be okay. And this is what I mean, even in the early stages, like, you are going to be okay. A big downside to this game mode, too, though, is if you lose your stamina. So, that is a big problem with the game mode, in my opinion. It is a huge concern. Alright. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I should have used you first. Alright, that's okay. Look, let's just see how we go here with just Toki. And we got rid of the damage reduction with Frankie. I imagine we're okay as soon as we tap with Toki and Oden. Yeah, sick. So as you can see, like, just bringing a friend captain from 40 to 60, you are going to be very, very okay. You're going to be absolutely okay. And you're going to get a lot of total drops because you're bringing that friend captain as well. So remember, hit up the Discord, hit up that stuff if you're new. You make sure you want to bring this this new friend captain. And when you're playing the game in a month that's not a month where everyone has the unit, then I would highly recommend for new players to be just going up by that level 1 increment. So that way you can get lots of totals. As you can see, we got, what, 8 totals on top of whatever we got for Oden. So that was a pretty good haul for a run. And that's going to build up our account very, very quickly. Alright, so let's break down the game mode now that we've actually seen how it operates. The good. It is refreshing to see a new game mode. It's nice to see that they are working on particular things in the game and trying to make it more fun for the player base. It's an interesting concept, moving around the map. It's cool that we can get really, really good rewards. And it's a little bit of hype. If I'm honest, it still is a little bit of hype. As for other good things, the ticket shop definitely shouldn't be underrated. And Super Cola, the addition of ship upgrades with this game mode is very, very unique and is very, very fun. The bad, though, is it completely replaces a particular game mode that never needed to be replaced. So the game mode that it replaced is the point farming monthly event. Now, we used to get a monthly event that used to run, and it gave you pretty much the exact same Chopper Man rewards. It gave you the exact same stuff for farming totals, and was very easy to do for a new player and an endgame player to maximize the rewards. The downside that I do see to PKA is it's going to be very challenging to get all of those totals within the first 14 days. Now, the game mode's still very, very new, and I might be wrong here, but farming this on auto, even as a new player, was incredibly easy. And even playing the 30 stamina as a new player was incredibly easy. I managed to get the 500 totals in like less than a day, even with a brand new account. So I don't understand why they would need to remove this particular game mode and replace it with something that's more intricate, more difficult to code, and more confusing for players to get the same rewards. As a new player, you want to maximize your account as quickly as possible. You want to catch up to the mid game, the end game, all of those players in the community that are doing all of these crazy things and having the most fun in the game at the end. Don't get me wrong, the journey along the way is a lot of fun, but why gate the rewards behind something that you can only play a certain amount of times? This, you could dive in at any point as long as you had stamina. You could farm the event. You could play it on 30 stamina, 40 stamina, whatever you guys wanted to do. Plus, it gave good rewards. It gave a free-to-play character, and now that is completely gone. Yes, PKA gives us the same rewards and gives us a free-to-play character, but I don't understand why they couldn't have just added PKA and had this. It does seem like they are really trying to maximize the value of the end of month banner, and they're also getting pissed off because players are just auto farming this event, maximizing their gains and not really playing the game, right? For them, all they see is in retention is an auto button, a couple of taps, auto button, couple of taps, and now with PKA, they're seeing people actually tap more because you're having to move around a map, it's getting more interactive gameplay, and it looks better for their numbers, which I get from a business perspective, but I don't understand why they couldn't have just done that and this at the exact same time. Even as time went on, I managed to build up my account. I got more boosted characters, and I ended up getting more drops to make this a lot easier as well. So the boosted list was still really, really good, where the boosted list for this new event is so solely centric around the new characters that are releasing. So that is a huge deficit in my opinion, and a huge a big bad that they wanted to completely remove not only this game mode, but ambushes as well, which was the only place to farm crystal skulls, just to replace it with something that's more intricate and more challenging for people to learn and play. Like I said, the good is it's refreshing. The map seems fun. The idea with the straw hats and building up their abilities is really cool. And down the line, I really hope they utilize that more in the game to give us more rewards like green tickets, super cola, regular cola, pirate rumble scrolls, all of that stuff that players need, especially green tickets and cola. I really hope that they use stuff like Nami to increase the drops on the final boss. I really hope they use like Luffy to gain more access to these particular nodes, and it is a much more intricate way of playing the game. I do like that refreshing side of things. However, like I said, I feel like the novelty of that is going to wear off pretty quick, where just farming this 30 stamina to maximize rewards is great. Plus, if you ran them alongside each other and you had PKA that just solely focused on cola and this solely focused on turtles, you'd have two free-to-play characters, which makes the player base much more happy, creates more point boosters. I know that wasn't a good sentence. Makes the player base happier, creates more free-to-play characters, more boosted units for stuff like Treasure Map, Xeno, and all that stuff, and just builds revenue for the game. Like, it just baffles me that they can't see that. Unfortunately, there is a little bit more bad to talk about than the good, and that's why the end of this video is titled The Disappointing, because whilst you start with 9 stamina and it seems really good early, you only get 3 every day. As you can see, the countdown is going down. In 12 hours, we will get another 3 stamina. On top of that, if you click this plus button, you can add 1 stamina by spending 1 meat. Now, honestly, that is pretty expensive. Now, the timer doesn't restart because it's set at the PvP reset every single day. You get 3 stamina, so make sure you have at least 3 slots, and you've used 2 meat every single day. That way, you can maximize your turtles, and you're going to get the 500 a lot easier. It's not great that they do this, but you do need to find a way to look at the system, maximize your gains for the system, and actually utilize what you have. No, I don't think this is good. 9 stamina bar, allow us to use 9 per day. And if you think 9's too much, make it 5. Like, it baffles me that they thought, hey, let's put 9 stamina and then give you 3 per day. It does not make any sense in my eyes. Plus, to only allow us to play it 5 times every 24 hours, it's why gate this? Why gate rewards and why gate farming behind something? It makes absolutely no sense. Sure, don't allow us to farm it infinitely, but give us more than goddamn 5 runs a day. 15 runs, 20 runs, 30 runs, something like that would have been much better. That allows the player base to go, okay, sweet, I'm going to do like maybe 10 runs. Can't really be bothered doing 30, but it also allows players that want to play your goddamn game, it allows them to play it. Let them play. Let them play. Let the peacocks fly, man. As for everything else, I am solely disappointed, if I'm honest, and I know it's still early days, and I know I might be jumping the gun here, but this is my initial thoughts, this is my initial reaction to PKA. I will do some teams on this account to do like level 60 and level 80 and stuff like that, and hopefully it'll help you get new players out. But basically, if you don't have the new batch, if you're not doing any summons moving forward, getting from level 100 to 150 is going to be incredibly challenging if you are looking at the point boosted list. Once you get all of the turtles that you need for the game mode, that's when you can start looking at those higher levels, and that's when you can, I guess, you can kind of start having some fun with the game mode. Plus, you got to remember, this is going to run alongside stuff like Treasure Map, it's going to run alongside stuff like Kazuna, and for endgame players that are spending a lot of their time in those particular modes, they're not really going to be going around playing Pirate King's Adventure for that particular day, because a lot of their time and a lot of their focus is going to be on these other game modes. So that's why I do believe they have the 14-day window for the turtles. It gets you guys like really pumping out and trying to maximize what you can within those 14 days. And hopefully, as a new player, mid-game player, and even end-game player, you can get the most out of this game mode, because this is what they're banking on. And honestly, I hope they keep working on it, just like Treasure Map, because this could be the demise of OPTC right here. Unfortunately, that's the hard truth, and I have been glass half full kind of guy, but I am a realist, and I am going to speak my mind and how truthful what I see. This honestly could be the breaking point for a lot of players. This, the Film Red on top of the Film Red banner structure, is just not a good combination for a lot of people. And if people start leaving the game, I disagree, because like I have a lot of return of interest and I still have a lot of love and I have a lot of fun in the game. but I can definitely understand why people would walk away and people would say, nah, I've hit my breaking point. So, Bandai, if you're watching this video, it's a cool concept and it's really fun and you can do a lot with it, but you just need to keep improving it. Please keep working on it. Please keep investing time and money into it, and please keep growing on it, because you can do a lot of stuff with this. You definitely can. But more is more in a gacha game. Less is not more. Less is not more at all. Throw thousands of things to play at everyone. New players, mid-game players, I don't care how overwhelming it is. That's what we're here for. Hire me and Pappy, fly us to Japan. We'll make this game into something great. Greater than it already is. But let me know your thoughts and opinions of the game mode in the comment section below. While you're down there, belt the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Most importantly, though, whether you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you for watching. I'll catch you all in the next one. Lates!